Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. A few nights ago, I had a very, very bad dream. Someone called it a nightmare, but it was much worse than that. Much worse than that. I dreamt I was in middle school again. Acne, braces, bad haircut. It was horrible. But the worst part was the lunchroom in middle school. The absolute worst part was the lunchroom, because when I walk into the lunchroom, I see all of the people I've ever went to middle school with in a sea of orange. UT orange, to be precise. And what am I wearing? But our ladies' team jersey number 10, Brady Quinn, go Irish. And I feel a little insecure, but it's not just because of what I'm wearing and what they're wearing, but I feel really insecure because after I've received my tray of food and I look around, I start thinking, where am I going to sit? I felt like I was in a scene from Mean Girls going through the different places in the lunchroom where people were sitting. Jocks over here, I had some teammates that I could sit with, more of the intellectual type. We call them a little worse, we call them nerds. We had some people who always sat by themselves, and it just felt so awkward trying to find my place. It felt awkward, almost as if I was a leper. And in all of our daily lives, my friends, I think we can relate to that awkwardness. And maybe for you, it was the same in middle school. For those of you who always just naturally had friends, congratulations. Good for you. But for many people, we feel ostracized sometimes based on the groups in which we interact with. We feel awkward, we feel almost a little ashamed, we feel like we're outcasts. And I'll imagine having that moment at Johnson County Middle School lunchroom going through your head every day. Imagine being ostracized for your entire life because of nothing that you could have helped. And if you could have helped, then it was a one-time mistake. Imagine going back to the ancient Near East in the 1st century, having to have a bell around your neck to let everybody know that you were coming. And that if you were walking amongst groups, you weren't saying, "Hi, how are you?" You were saying out loud, "Unclean, unclean." Because the Levitical rule said, you, as a leper, if you had this malformation of your skin, where your skin was white, and you were constantly in pain all day, but you could not do anything to treat it, you must live in community with other lepers. You must be ostracized for the rest of your life, and you must let the normal people know that you're coming. That's the situation that we see today in today's gospel. We see people who have been ostracized, hated even, and kept away from for their entire lives. The misery, the hatred, the absolute misery in their lives that they must have felt would have been unbearable. And what does Jesus do? What does Jesus do? He has pity in his heart when he hears them say, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." Have mercy on us, because not only are we infected with this disease, not only are we ostracized from our community, but guess what? We cannot even offer sacrifice in the temple. We have lost our relationship with God, with humanity, with our siblings, with our brothers and sisters, with families that we left behind. We are ostracized. Have mercy on us. And out of the compassion of Jesus Christ, he has mercy on all 10 of them. This community of lepers. He has mercy on them, and he sends them on their way, according to the Levitical rule, to have themselves checked out by the priests and to declare, yes, you are free from leprosy. My brothers and sisters, we are living in the year 2025, but there are still lepers in our world. And they're not in colonies like in Hawaii with St. Damien of Molokai, who is in our dome. He treated them. They're not in the outskirts of India where Mother Teresa treated them. No, they're in the very streets of Knoxville. When we drive by people who are asking for money and for alms, what do? We pretend they're not there. We don't even look at them. When we drive through East Knoxville around the Knox Area Rescue Mission, we say, roll up your windows. We don't even acknowledge that they're human beings. There's a big difference between West Knoxville and East Knoxville, and the sooner we are able to say that, the sooner we're able to recognize that there is a problem in even our own city, the closer we are to a solution. Just a couple of days ago, Pope Leo published his first apostolic exhortation, and my brothers and sisters, I felt exhorted. I felt compunction, because just as I'm calling us out, our cathedral out, I was called out. Because Pope Leo, in continuation with Pope Francis's desire to serve the poor and love the poor, published one of the most beautiful exhortations I could have heard, could have read, could have witnessed. And I pray that after today's Mass that you find a way of getting your hands on a copy as well. It's free of charge. Go to the Vatican website, type in Delexite, which in Latin means He has loved us. And you will see how for the church's history, we have always been a church for the poor. We have always been a church for others. We have always spent our money on, yes, liturgy, beautiful liturgy, but also alleviating the suffering of the poor. And so I'm not here to tell you, okay, open up your checkbooks. We're going to have a second collection, third collection. No, I'm here to say, do you love the poor? Do you love them? If you love them, then you will will their good. You will find a way of willing their good. You'll recognize that just as the Samaritan who returned back to Jesus Christ and gave thanksgiving for the gifts that he has been given, we are called to see Christ in the poor because that's who he associated himself with so often. And so just as we have been blessed in whatever ways possible, we can find ways in which we've been blessed. Even if we're the most miserable people in the world, we can find ways in which we've been blessed. And with gratitude in our heart, we can go back to Christ in the poor, and offer some sort of thanksgiving, some sort of love, some sort of prayer. If you cannot donate money, obviously, offer a prayer. Whenever you roll down to East Knoxville, the old city, and you see somebody just desolate, offer a prayer. Don't ignore them. See their human dignity. Allow that to be a reminder and ask yourself, have I donated to the poor? Have I worked in a rescue mission? Have I done X, Y, and Z? If we do this, then we're able to say, yes, we are the church of Jesus Christ. But if we can't, woe to us on the day in which we see our Lord face to face. Woe to us. If you read Matthew 25, Jesus Christ will say on the last judgment, when we go to him face to face, where were you when I was suffering? Where were you when I was naked? Where were you when no one would visit me, give me food, or give me drink? Woe to us. My brothers and sisters, let us love the lepers of today. Let us love those lepers of today and see Christ in the poor. Let us love the poor.